Welcome to Cosmic Diaries. This is Priya Kale, your astrologer, and welcome to eclipse season. We're past the Leo new moon now and officially in eclipse season, heading towards the first lunar eclipse in Aquarius on the 7th of August. But this is the astrology from the 27th to about the 3rd of August, 27th of July till about the 3rd of August. And I'm recording this on the 25th. Tomorrow, the Sun and Mars will be conjunct in Leo. And I mentioned this in last week's forecast, so if you haven't listened to that, do listen in. But as we move forward from the 27th, we're learning now the Sun-Mars conjunction is likely bringing to the surface undeniable passions, desires, some of which might be scary to admit. Life is asking you to be spontaneous and bold and daring. There are dramatic developments taking place. We've also entered Mercury's shadow now. So what's unfolding is an unfolding process, and there will be a sense of having to go back to the drawing board mid-month. Trust what's surfacing now is a challenge that you're prepared to handle. And this is something that was made for you. Or rather, you have the talents, abilities, capabilities to deal with whatever is coming your way. And you can take risks now and take a chance on your heart, which, as scary as it might be, takes you a lot closer towards creating a future in life that you've only dared to imagine, barely dared to imagine to yourself. So really it all begins with being honest with yourself now about how you're feeling, what your desires are, what you want, and also what you're afraid of, and then being conscious to not make choices in fear or haste or panic, and to trust yourself and to trust your heart. There are no coincidences, and especially at the time of an eclipse, it's easier to be one with the universal will and to move as one with the universe rather than considering yourself separate from the universe. Recognize you are a co-creator of your reality along with the universe, and it'll be a lot easier for you to seize your opportunities and recognize them. You're also realizing your power to be the creator in your life. And the more you can take responsibility for things in your life rather than be defensive or prideful or try to maintain some sort of image, the easier it will be for you to just do what needs to be done. And really, in all situations now, the more you approach them with love and compassion and creativity, you're going to see the things just open up for you. When it comes to relationships, with the recent transit of the Sun and Mars through Cancer, if there have been any simmering resentments, or now is a good time to just consciously not dredge up the past and to stay in the present. There are no aspects between major planets taking place on the 27th, 28th, 29th of July. The moon will be in Libra from the 27th till the 29th of July, and it will be moving through the Grand Cross. So this will ask for balance within yourself. Libra too is a creative sign. Relationships are likely to be highlighted. Heat it up. Things are pretty passionate, and Leo's energy can be very romantic and sexual and fun and adventurous and bold. With the moon moving through Libra, it's also asking you for a need for balance, for emotional balance. Then you can work with this energy creatively. Even this is true for your personal relationships, business, financial relationships, but also your creative projects and whatever is going on in your life. On the 30th of July, this time the moon will be in Scorpio. Venus squares Chiron and then sextiles Uranus. This is an aspect that the Sun and Mars made as well recently. With Venus following their footsteps, this is a chance to really start to see that you have more options than you thought. With Venus square Chiron, there's become conscious of your own wounds so you don't project them on others. And the more you can work on self-acceptance, there can be a sense of opening and realization of your freedom to make choices in your life. Similarly, it's important that you give others the same freedom and not personalize situations right now too much. With the Sun and Mars moving through Leo, as much as your passions are raging, so is your ego and your pride and your sensitivity. So it would be best to not take situations too personally. On the 31st of July, Venus enters Cancer. At this time, the moon is at its end in Scorpio and then will enter Sagittarius on the 1st of August. But with Venus entering Cancer, there's a sense that, with Venus in Gemini, there were choices. You had to explore your options and be honest with yourself. It was a more cerebral energy. where you're thinking of creative ideas and communicating and examining your choices. Now with the Venus moving into Cancer, she's a lot more comfortable in Cancer, and there's a sense of having to dive into something. This can be a very sweet and delicious transit at best. And I mean that quite literally. Me personally, I feel like I've eaten my way through the Sun-Mars transit in Cancer. But with Venus moving through Cancer, this is a softer, sweeter touch to the fiery, passionate Leo energy that we have going on. And you could really nurture something to life and watch something bloom and blossom over the coming weeks and days. It's all about pouring your heart into things, being sensitive, being kind to yourself and with others. When in doubt, rise above your own insecurities, avoid personalizing things. Venus in Cancer is just watery energy. It's also, when it comes to finances and relationships, it's asking you to be fluid. Things could get pretty emotional. Don't be afraid to dive into your feelings. With Uranus stationing retrograde on the 3rd of August, again, there are no major aspects between planets from the 31st of July until the 3rd of August. And we'll get, from the 3rd of August, we enter eclipse week. But on the 3rd of August, Uranus stations retrograde. This is big. There could be sudden reversals, sudden openings, surprising developments. Uranus is also the ruler of the Aquarius full moon and lunar eclipse. So what's unfolding now and over the coming days is really changing your understanding of the possibilities, what is possible, what is real, and the potential in situations. The fewer expectations you hang on to now, the easier it will be to navigate through this energy, and the more there can be a sense of a breakthrough. This doesn't mean you deny yourself anything. Be aware of what you want. Be conscious of your desires so you can seize opportunities without attachment, because then things could turn out better than you even imagined. But if you remain attached to something, whatever it is, whether it's a relationship or just a situation in your life, if you remain too attached to things turning out a specific way or manifesting in a specific form, then things that unfold might come as more of a surprise to you. So the more detached you can be now with unfolding developments, and recognize whatever is unfolding is drawing you closer to your destiny. Even if initially it feels like a shock that asks you to rearrange everything. And it doesn't have to be that dramatic. It could be. It all depends on how closely these planets are aspecting your chart. But regardless, there's nothing to fear. There's never anything to fear. Through the years of watching eclipses, I can tell you that what surfaces around eclipses is there is a sense of fate involved. But that's because it's really putting you back on track with your true path. And this is you aligning with your evolution and your evolutionary journey. Trust that anything that falls away is something that has served its purpose in your life and is actually clearing space for what's to come and where you're moving towards. And if you're on the right track, then this is really going to put you on the fast track to, and I don't want to use the word success, but on the fast track to your destiny. So make sure you're standing on the right platform so you get on the right train. And if at all you have to get off a train, then trust that there's a better way forward. And you are exactly where you need to be in any given moment. So the more you can be present and surrender to a moment, things could rather magically and dramatically and beautifully open up for you. In the coming week, 3rd of August, as I mentioned, Uranus stations retrograde, then Jupiter will be square Pluto on the 4th of August, and then we end up with this eclipse on the 7th of August. But yes, there is a sense that things that are unfolding now are bigger than you and me. And they are. The Leo-Aquarius axis is a reminder. Leo is the sign that represents the self, and Aquarius represents the collective. And we're all learning of our place and our role in a greater collective and in existence. You needn't fight or compete with anyone. You needn't worry about someone else being better than you or trying to compete. This is about you being as conscious and aware and striving for your personal best without comparing yourself to anyone else. And then recognizing that no man is an island, and you are as much a source of love and warmth and compassion and an integral part of your world as much as you need the people in your life and your network to make things happen, and to learn of your interdependency and interconnectedness with with the people and things in your life through time and space. So have fun with this energy. Dare to dream, dare to bare your heart. You could be pleasantly surprised, and you needn't fear rejection. What unfolds now could be really heartwarming, and even if it makes your heart beat a whole lot faster. Stay unattached, enjoy the moment, and trust that every eternal moment bleeds into the next. So the more love you put into this moment, that's what you're going to get out of it. The journey is the destination, and you can drink deeply of the rewards right now. You don't have to wait for some future gratification. So pay attention to what you're creating with every thought, word, and deed in every given moment. Follow your heart, trust yourself. Be in no denial, and you can trust that you can take calculated risks now and land on your feet. Even if you fall, you will have learned something. And right now especially, there's no such thing as a mistake. So even what you think is a mistake might turn out to be the best thing that happened. There's magic in the air, you know. So I'll be back with more astrology soon, and I'm excited to see how all of this plays out for us. Thank you as always for listening. And if you want to get a consultation, do write to me at the earliest. With the eclipses around the corner, there could be no better time, and I'd love to work with you and find out, help you seize your opportunities and see where this energy is playing out in your life. And of course, do check in with the blog and the Facebook page for updates on the astrology, and take care of yourselves. Till next time, ta-ra for now.